Alright, so this is the second unboxing of my Oath of the Gatewatch Fat Pack. I like opening up these packs because, well, they're fun to open up, see what you get, 9 boosters. You also get to see what's included inside of a Fat Pack. So, let's begin. Alright, so, inside the box, we have the cardboard box inside of it. We'll open it up. Alright, we'll take a look at the packaging around it. Just a couple pieces of art that, show off what's inside, what you get, everything else like that. Alright, Oath of the Gatewatch. This thing, we don't really need. You can kind of see inside. There's some cool box art as well. But we don't really need this. Alright, it comes with a nice booklet that tells you a little bit about the game. Some of the lore from the current set. A little bit about each of the Gatewatch planeswalkers. And as you get further in, you get to see a list of every single card as well. So it's definitely worth your time to look through this just to familiarize yourself what is inside of the Oath of the Gatewatch set. Alright, some junky cardboard. Alright, so we have the box. Alright, and we also, oh, look, we have a little cardboard card that has 2 security sensors in it, just in case you try to steal it. Alright, so let's open it up. 2 pieces of cardboard that just hold the box to be a little bit taller. We don't need those. We close the box now, it shrinks a lot smaller. This is perfect for holding cards. For me, it holds 3 commander decks, but if I double sleeve, it holds 2, and then a bunch of maybe trades or just a pack of tokens. Alright, so, inside of this, 2 deck boxes. These are things I'll probably never use, but, they're nice to make decks out of if you don't want to sleeve your stuff, but I insist on sleeving my things all the time, so we don't need these either. Alright, inside, you get a set of 4 booster packs with the 80 pack of lands, and then you have 5 booster packs here with a D20. Usually has the expansion symbol on it as well. The previous one I had blue, this one I have white. Alright, 13. Wow, that's an unlucky roll. Let's hope I don't get anything unlucky. Let's see. I am not going to open up these pack of lands. I'm actually going to leave a set for myself. But in the previous set, I can show you what you can expect from it. Alright, inside you get just the various 5-color lands. But then at the end, they also give you a pack of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 or so wastes, which tap for colorless. They're still basic lands. According to the lore, the mana or the color identity was taken out from the lands. So it's just a cool thing to use. The waste colorless effect, you'll see them in some of the packs as well. Alright, so I'm going to leave this sealed. I just want to keep it for my own personal self, just so my stuff stays 100% safe. The full art lands are fantastic for a commander deck or any other kind of deck you want to take to a tournament. I have 2 from Oath of the Gatewatch, or well, I have 1 and 1 sealed, and I also have some from Battle for Zendikar, so I am set in the land department. Alright, so let's start opening up packs and see what we get. I'm going to leave that 13. Let's see if I'm lucky or unlucky according to that roll. Alright, first pack. Alright, I'm just going to go through the commons. Honestly, we're not really interested in commons that much. Ancient Crab, Maw of Kozilek, Mighty Leap. Alright, Obtruse Interference. Actually, that's a pretty interesting card. Let's take a look. Counter-target spells, a controller pays 1, and you get a 1/1 silent sacrifices for colorless. It's actually not too bad. Alright. Vines of the Recluse. Kozilek's Translator. Pay 1 life to add colorless once a turn. If it didn't add for colorless, this would pretty much be a channel attached to a creature. Alright, Vampire Envoy. When it comes to tapped, you gain a life. That's not too bad. Scion Summoner. When it comes to battlefield, you get a 1/1 that sacks for colorless. Boulder Salvo. I really like the Surge mechanic. It's pretty cool. It encourages you to deplete your hand, but at the same time, you lose card advantage if you want to play 2 things at once. So there's kind of a balance going on. Alright, first land that taps for colorless. Tap for colorless, or tap an untapped creature you control for 1 mana of any color. Interesting land. I mean, it's appropriate at a common, but whatever. Alright, Pyromancer's Assault. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, does 2 damage to target creature or player. There's a legendary creature that actually says whenever you cast your second spell each turn, you draw a card. So these two kind of fit hand in hand for some control aspects. Right, Relentless Hunter, +1/+1 and trample. Oh, that's not bad for a red, green, and colorless for a 3/3 beater. Alright, Void Shatter, counter target spell. If it's countered, exile it. That's really not bad. There's a lot of control in this game. There's a lot of cool stuff that you can play around with. And control is, it's no joke in this set. And finally, we got a Stonehaven Outfitter. Equipped creatures you control get +1/+1. Whenever equipped creature you control dies, you draw a card. This basically adds more to the ever-famous Skull Clamp, or if you want to run an equipment-based deck, this has some serious power to it. Alright. Island is a basic land, and an Eldrazi Scion token. And on the back, just a little bit of promo stuff as well. Alright, so first pack, not too bad. That equipment creature's got some interesting abilities. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a red-white equipment-heavy themed deck. Alright, pack 2. Let's take a look. Alright, Brute Strength, +3/+1 and trample. Not too bad. It's a very aggressive card. Afro Protector, 1/4 Vigilance for 2 and white. Once again, not horrible. I mean, I wouldn't run it competitive in Constructed, but in like a sealed tournament, I'd run that probably. Another Ancient Crab. I've gotten a lot of crabs in packs already, so I would like to see a crab tribal deck at some point. Expedite, red, target creature gains haste until end of turn, you get to draw a card. It's really not that bad. You know, if you play stuff with a heroic theme, this can net you some pretty serious power. Untamed Hunger, it's pretty much a unholy strength, but it also gains menace, so it's cool. I like the menace ability, can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. Great keyword that was well overdue. Vines of the Recluse, basically turn it into a spider, and you can actually see this guy turning into a spider as well. Yeah, it's not too horrible, it's a nice little surprise. Alright, Jwar Isle Avenger. I like the Surge ability once again. You know, you play a spell and then you drop this out, a 3/3 flyer for 3 mana. That's not horrible. Alright, Warden of Geometries, just 4 mana for a 2/3 Vigilance, taps for colorless. Not bad for second main, dropping another Eldrazi card. Alright, Stalking Drone, 1 green for a 2/2, no color, and it gets +1/+2, you get it once per turn. Once again, not horrible. I would run this in a sealed tournament. Expedition Raptor. Alright, when it enters the battlefield, you support 2. Up to 2 creatures get +1/+1 counters. That's really not that bad. Alright, Walker of the Wastes. Gets +1/+1 for each land you control named Waste. If you're going full colorless, this guy can get pretty big pretty fast. And for 5 mana, it's a pretty tempo-based card. Alright, Malakir Soothsayer. We got another ability going on, the Cohort. You tap this and tap an untapped ally you control, you can do something. This guy gives you a card and you lose a life. For a 4/4, that's really not too bad. Alright, Warping Whale. These are some interesting choices. Exile a creature with power or toughness 1 or less. Counter a sorcery spell. Or put a 1/1 colorless Eldrazi Scion creature in the battlefield. The interesting about this is you can run it in almost any deck, as long as you have the colorless to pay for it. Alright, and we also have a Matter Reshaper. 2 in colorless for a 3/2. When it dies, reveal the top card of your library. You can put it in the battlefield if it's a permanent with mana cost 3 or less, otherwise it goes to your hand. So when this guy dies, this very aggressive guy, turn 4 he's probably swinging, he puts something at least in your hand, maybe into play. Alright, and we got a Plains and an Eldrazi Scion. Cool. Alright, so not too bad first 2 packs. Let's see what else we got. Oh, look at that, a rules reference card managed to slip past my observation. Hey, look at that, another crab. 1/5. I guess he's very defensive. Dora in the Siege Tower would have a field day with him. Afro Protector. This is starting to look really familiar. Alright, Makindi Aeronaut. A 1/3 flyer for 1 and white. Not bad. Abstruse Interference, we've seen that before. Elemental Unrising, turns your land to a 4/4 creature with haste until end of turn, and it must be blocked this turn if able. That's not bad. That can disrupt your opponent's play quite a bit. Sky Scourer, whenever you play a colorless spell, it gets +1/+0 till end of turn. It's flying, 1/2. Not too bad for 1 in black. Hey, look at that, we got another Wastelands. I think I'm set on Wastes at this point, but I'll always take more. Containment Membrane. It's an enchanted creature, doesn't untap during untap step. If it's a second spell, it only costs blue. That's a great card to lock down a creature. Oop. Bonesaw. Check that out. 0 mana for a drop, +1/+0. It's really not a bad card. 0 mana drops are always interesting. You throw this in a deck that has some extreme aggro, that +1/+0 gets kind of serious later on in the game. Alright, Roiling Waters. Return 2 target creatures to those owner's hands, and target player draws 2 cards. So this gives you field advantage, and it gives you card advantage. For its cost, though, kind of pricey. Chitinous Cloak. 3 mana, +2/+2, and Menace. Equipped for 3. That's not horrible. It's a nice way to get some damage to your opponent. Flaying Tendrils. All creatures get -2/-2 end of turn. If a creature would die this turn, you exile it instead. It's not bad for clearing out the field, and it gets them exiled. Ooh, Eily Eternal Pilgrim. Black-white for a 2/3 Death Touch. Already right there has some serious power. Pay 1 colorless, sack another creature. You gain life equal to the creature's toughness. There we go, some life gain. And sacrifice another creature. Exile target non-land permanent. If you have at least 10, do this only if you have 10 life or more than your starting life total. I've seen a little bit of play around this for a commander. It's a pretty interesting card, so we'll see where it goes. And I got a foil, Canopy Gorger. I actually got one of these in a previous pack as well, if you look at my first video. I'll link that right now. And it leaves us with a Forest and a 3/3 Flying Angel token. Excellent. I like this guy. He or she, or whoever it is, seems like a good card to run. Alright. So, moving on to the next pack. Check that out. Sacrifice the Ancient Crab if you want to run Esper and get 5 life from it. So, yeah, there we go. A use for crabs. Alright, the rules and reference sheet. It's glued shut, and then it opens up. Just a little bit of information about casting spells, how to play the game a little bit, everything else like that. And then part of here is the setup, parts of a turn, and how to win the game, etc. Alright. So just a nice little card for reference. For the newer players, at least. Next pack. I love opening up packs. It is one of the most addicting things I've ever done in my life. Mighty Leap, 1 and white, +2/+2, flying till end of turn. Not bad. Another Abstruse Interference. Akoum Flameseeker. We got that cohort ability again. This time you can discard a card. If you do, you get to draw a card. Not bad. Unnatural Endurance, +2/+2 until end of turn, and you get to regenerate it. That's really not bad as a surprise. It can bump up its power to kill the creature it's blocking or being blocked, and also you get to regenerate it. Vines of the Recluse, once again, Spider-Man. Alright, Blinding Drone. It's not horrible. It's 1 in blue for a 1/3, and colorless tap to tap a creature. It's not bad, knocks down a card. Usually this ability is seen in the white mechanics, but looks like we got it in the blue mechanics under the Devoid flavor. Kozilek's Pathfinder, pay colorless. A creature can't block this until end of turn. It's not bad, it's some nice evasion if you're running a lot of colorless. Tajuru Pathwarden, 5/4 Vigilance Trample for 5. Hey, and sealed, that's not a bad card. Expedition Raptor, the support 2. Zada's Commander, it's 2/1 for strike, and the cohort ability can do 1 damage to target opponent. Not bad. A Submerged Boneyard. I'm honestly not sure why these are uncommon. We saw Gates and they were extremely common in some other sets. So stuff like this, I don't know. There's no flavor, there's no matching, there's no ability to fetch it. Nothing that's really too great about it. But whatever, it's an uncommon. I guess we'll take it. Unity of Purpose, 3 in blue, support 2. Each creature, untap each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it. So not only do you make creatures larger, but you untap them as well. Nice little sneak attack, I suppose. Thought Harvester, 3 in blue for a 2/4, flying. Whenever you cast a colorless spell, they exile the top card of the library. Unless you can start figuring out a way to get Bonesaw into play again and again and again, this is not going to be super powerful. And our rare, Zendikar Resurgent. It's an enchantment, 5 green. Whenever you tap a land for mana, add 1 mana of any type that land produced. And whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. That's not bad if you can get it out early. It's a great way to replenish your hand and also get some pretty fierce mana acceleration. Although it's 7 mana, if you already have the 7 to play this, mana is usually not a huge issue, unless of course you're playing the massive Eldrazi creatures. Alright, we got a Swamp and an 8/8 Octopus. Very cool. Next pack. Of course, Scythe Master. First strike as long as it's attacking. For 2 and white for a 3/1. It's not horrible. Comparative Analysis. The Surge ability. It's an instant though, so it's pretty much Divination that could be faster. But if it's... it could be instant speed. But if you want to play it for what it is, it's an inspiration. So, not horrible. Eldrazi Aggressor. Has haste as long as you control another creature. Another colorless creature, sorry. Yeah, not bad. Corpse Churn, 1 in black. Top 3 cards in your library, then you can return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Well, if you're looking for something big, you could do it. It's an instant, end of turn. It's got some nice abilities, some decent utility. Canopy Gorger, 4 green for just a plain old 6/5. Hey, that's not horrible. Oblivion Strike, 3 and black to exile a creature. This is not bad. If it were an instant, I would see it as a much more viable option. But the fact that it's a sorcery, it's not bad. It gets rid of it, and it makes sure it's gone for good. Boulder Salvo, 4 damage to target creature. Surge for 1 in red, otherwise it's 4 in red. Not fantastic. Another Holdout Settlement, taps for colorless, or you can use a creature to get 1 mana of any color. Blinding Drone, we've seen that before. Should be white. Kozilek's Pathfinder, we've seen that before. Just a nice way to get around stuff if you have the colorless. Right. Null Color, 3 in black for a 2/4. Exile a creature card from your graveyard, you get a 2/2. That's not bad. If stuff's already in the graveyard, you can give it a second use. Cinder Barrens, once again, the uncommon land that comes into play tapped. Doesn't do anything fantastic. All right. Unity of Purpose, we've seen this before. Ooh, an Oath of Gideon, not bad. 2 in white, gives you 2/1/1 white core ally creature tokens, and you can beef up your planeswalkers when they come into play because they get additional loyalty counters. And I got an island and an Eldrazi Scion. I like Oath of Gideon. I've seen some interesting ideas to build a deck around all of the oaths, and we could, see a deck that's built around planeswalkers and just see what they can do. I don't know, should be fun. At least it's planeswalker support. Probably has a use in Commander that I'm not familiar with. Afro Protector, 1/4 Vigilance, we've seen that. Makindi Aeronaut, we've seen that. This is starting to look familiar. Abstruse Interference, we've seen that. Kozilek's Translator, pay a life, add colorless. Alright, it's not bad. I think we've seen that before. Lead by Example, just a instant for 1 green to support 2. Not horrible. It's a nice little sneak attack. Isolation Zone, enters the battlefield, exile a creature or enchantment opponent controls until it leaves the battlefield. Kind of seems like an Oblivion Ring, but not as good. So, whatever, we'll take it for what it is. Tar Snare, drops 10 a creature's power and toughness till end of turn. Weakens something. Reality Hemorrhage, 2 damage to target creature or player. The fact that it's devoid, maybe you could trick it around to get some extra bonus or power from, but I mean, it's a much, much worse shock and a much, 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 much worse lightning bolt. Another Wastes, cool. Gravity Negator, when it attacks, you can pay colorless. If you do, another target creature gains flying till end of turn. Oh, cool, bring something else in the air with it. Tranquil Essence, again, lands a tap for either color, comes into play tapped. Nothing special about it. Allied Reinforcements, 2/2 white ally creature tokens. Not horrible. If you're running tribal allies, this might get some utility. Ruin in their wake, 1 in green. Search your life for a basic land. Put in the battlefield tapped if you control a land named Waste. Otherwise, it goes to your hand. It's okay. Ooh, Eldrazi Displacer, the only white, or technically white, Eldrazi. I mean, under pure technicalities, this is devoid, so it has no color, but I suppose you could say its color identity is white. Exile another creature, then return to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. You can keep blinking stuff. If you have comes into play abilities, fantastic. And we got a Plains and an Eldrazi Scion. Not bad. I actually wanted a copy of this card. If you're playing a Rune EDH, or a Commander deck, this guy is great because it's another blink effect. You just got to figure out a way to do colorless in a 3-color deck. Alright, we got 3 packs left. Let's see what we got. Eldrazi Aggressor, haste as long as you control another colorless creature. Not horrible. Afro Protector, seen it. Mighty Leaf, we've seen it. Natural State, destroy an artifact or enchantment with converted mana cost 3 or less. I'll take a Naturalize over this, thanks. Witness the End, target opponent exiles 2 cards from your hand and loses 2 life. Not horrible, great way to get them down to 0 cards if that's all that's left. Netcaster Spider, whenever it blocks a creature with flying, it gets +2/+0 till end of turn. Beefs it up a little bit. Stalking Drone, you can pay colorless to give it +1/+2 till end of turn. Expedition Raptor, we've seen that, it just supports. Reality Hemorrhage, the really bad shock. Crumbling Vestige enters the battlefield tapped. When it enters the battlefield, though, you get 1 mana of any color to your mana pool, and it taps for colorless. Interesting. I'm assuming we can find a way to break that at some point, but as of right now, nothing yet. Allied Reinforcements, you get a 2/2 white knight allied creature token in the battlefield. 2 of them. We've seen that. Stormchaser Mage. Alright, blue and red for 1/3 flying haste and prowess. That's not bad. He can get a little aggressive in the early game. Iona's Blessing, 3 in white, +2/+2 vigilance, and can block an additional creature. That's not bad. It's a nice defensive move, and it provides some extra beating power. Get a Kozilek's Return, 2 in red, 2 damage to each creature. Whenever you cast an Eldrazi spell with CMC 7 or greater, you can exile it from a graveyard. It does 5 damage to each creature. So this is nice because you clear the field early, and then you clear the field later. If you have what it takes to do it. A Forest and a Scion. 2 more packs. Oh, peeked at. I know the mountain is the basic land I'm getting. Alright, Consuming Sinkhole. You can exile a land creature or 4 damage to a player. Not horrible, but not fantastic either. Alright, Undo War Cleric. Cohort ability. Now their ally gets you 2 life. Cultivator Drone. Taps for colorless. Use it only for colorless stuff. Unnatural Endurance. +2/+0. Regenerate it. Pulse of Marasa. Return a creature or land from graveyard to your hand, you gain 6 life. 6 life is kind of nice, and getting another creature back, it's not horrible either. Untamed Hunger, it's the Unholy Strength with Menace. Cinder Helion, enters the battlefield, 2 damage to an opponent. For a 4/4, that's not really bad at all. So, this is kind of nice, especially in Sealed. Unknown Shores, get for colorless, or 1 tap, 1 mana of any color. That's not bad. Gravity Negator, gives something flying if you pay colorless when it attacks. Warden of Geometries, just 4 mana for a 2/3 vigilance, taps for colorless. Seed Guardian, when it dies, you get an XX green elemental creature, which is number of creature cards in your graveyard. Well, that's not bad. You pay 4 mana for a 3/4, and then when it dies, you get another creature out based on your graveyard. Not horrible. Another Stormchaser Mage, not bad. Devour in Flames, you get to return a land, does 5 damage to a creature or a planeswalker. So pretty much everything but your opponent. Bearer of Silence, alright. 1 in black for a 2/1. When you cast it, you can pay 1 in colorless. If you do, target opponent sacrifices a creature. It's got flying, but on the problem side, it can't block. That's not bad. That's a pretty interesting Eldrazi. Like I said, a mountain and a 3/3 flying angel. Alright, last pack. Let's see what we get. In my previous box, which I linked, I'll link again if you need, but I actually pulled an Expedition land, so if you want to see that, you can definitely take a peek into that video. Alright, Ancient Crab. Alright, Crab Tribal. I'm asking for it. Alright. Maw of Kozilek, +2/-2 till end of turn, so you can turn this into a 6/1 if it becomes unblocked, otherwise it's a 2/5. That's not bad in terms of utility. Mighty Leap, +2/+2 in flying, we've seen that. Untamed Hunger, that's Unholy Strength with Menace. Vines of the Recluse, Spider-Man. Kozilek's Translator, pay 1 life, tap, gives you colorless. Cinder Helion, we've seen that. Unknown Shores, we've seen that. Gravity Negator, we've seen that. Seed Guardian, wow, this is looking really familiar to the last couple packs. Tranquil Expands, tapped, green or white, yeah. Havoc Sower, +2/+1 till end of turn for 1 in colorless. Oh, not horrible. Alright. Inverter of Truth. Alright, this is our rare. Technically mythic. When it enters the battlefield, exile all cards from your library face down, then shuffle all cards from your graveyard into your library. Ooh, that is an interesting card. For a 6/6 flying, I'll take it. That is not a bad card at all. You might be able to use some seriously cheating ways to maybe develop a win condition with this guy, but I'll definitely be holding on to this guy, or especially if you're almost 2 victory, and there's 3 cards in your graveyard you want or something, well, you can finish up the game like that. A little risky, but not horrible. Ooh, we got a Foil Plains. Ooh, look at those structures in the back. Those really reflect nice off the foil aspect. All right, Swamp and an Eldrazi Scion. Alright, so that was the fat pack that I ended up opening up. This is the second one of 2. Like I said, there will be a video linked. Alright, but anyway, in case any of you were curious, let's see if we can find the expedition, because this is my first expedition land, and I am very, very proud of it. So, here it is. Got a Sunken Ruins, taps for colorless, or pay blue or black and tap. You get blue, 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 black, or black, black to your mana pool. I'm going to say this is probably going into my Tasigur Commander deck. I actually wanted a Sunken Ruins for that deck. All the filter lands, really. But this card is just absolutely stunning. Alright, so this is Brian Faduke opening up a pack of Oath of the Gatewatch. Hopefully you enjoyed watching. If you like, comment, subscribe, and share the video if you like it. Thanks for watching.